Hello, my name is Ilona. Today is Thursday, January 18th, 2024. I already shared a message yesterday in Telegram, but probably not everyone has seen it. So I'll mention it in this video as well, that the days ahead, there are some practical things that really need my time. So I won't be on the internet very often. So my Telegram, it's going to be, less. I'll be posting less. And I won't be making another video this week. Next week, I hope everything will be solved and that I can just continue my usual schedule. But that will be next week. And then now you know that I won't be here the coming days very often. It is what it is. Sometimes there are things in your life just need your attention. So in this video, I wanted to take a look at the Houthis, Houthis in Yemen. And I already looked at it Monday, with the attack that was going on from Great Britain, USA, and with help from the Netherlands to attack, of course, certain positions in Yemen and the effect of that. Well, in this video, I just want to take a deeper look at the Houthis that are apparently now responsible for all these attacks on Western ships. So there is, of course, an effect on the, getting products, gas, oil, things like that. So the first thing I wanted to take a look at, it's actually the Houthis were started as a rebel group in 1992, I think it started. And the Houthi movement, officially known as Ansar Allah, so that's supporters of God, is a political and military organization that emerged from Yemen in the 1990s. So it's 1992. It is predominantly made of Saidi Shias, with their namesake leadership being drawn largely from the Houthi tribe. Under the leadership of Saidi religious leader Hussein al-Houthi, the Houthis emerged as an opposition movement to Yemen President Ali Abdullah Saleh, who they accused of corruption and being backed by Saudi Arabia and the United States. And apparently there's also a connection between the Houthis and Iran. Sorry about that. Right now, of course, Iran also attacked, I think, Pakistan, and Pakistan is responding as well. So I'm going to take a look at, in my third card reading of this video, if things are going to escalate there. I've already mentioned that I do believe that it will seem like there's going to be a third world war, but I just wanted to take a look with the cards as well. So the first card reading is about the Houthis, the energy in 1992. How were they, how did they come into existence? Because a lot of those groups there were backed by the dark energies. So the first card I've got is the Moon card. I've got the central card, which is the Nine of Pentacles. I've got the Ten of Pentacles in the past. We've got the Queen of Cups underneath the Nine of Pentacles. And for the past of the, it's essentially not really the future. It's really the energy of 1992. So we have the Five of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So to me, this feels like there was a lot of money backing up this new group, so to speak. So I do believe that most likely the dark energies were behind this, behind the USA, and I'm talking about an agency there that starts with a C. They have an I and they have an A. That most likely is involved in this as well, and they've been involved with many this kind of groups that they obviously put a lot of money behind it to make sure that everything is in that area unstable, chaotic, so they can create wars. Obviously they can create this divide and conquer energy and really put people outside, put people in the cold, take what they want from that area, but nothing is what it seems. So it will seem, of course, one way if you read about the things, of course, on Wikipedia or other things. It will seem like one way, but it is completely different than what you're seeing. They, of course, had to sell it, but use your discernment. But in 1992, nothing was what it seemed. With the Moon card, it has to do with illusions and changing things. So it seemed one way, like they were fighting for something good, at least in that area, because it's of course about selling it in that area. But ultimately it's used for creating instability, creating chaos, the divide and conquer that they've used. And of course this led to a lot of people being displaced, which led, of course, to refugees all around the world in that area, not just particularly from this area, but just in that area. That's like a large area there. There's been so much conflict purposely used to create these refugees, to create, of course, to, lead to all the things happening around the world in other countries to destabilize the countries. It's all part of their plan. They really were like, we're going to create a group there, divide and conquer. We're going to create several groups in that area that will all lead to all kinds of instabilities, all these people displaced out in the cold that will have to leave to another, countries, and that way we'll be able to create chaos there as well and divide and conquer, and it's just spreading. So what was told, or what is still being told about this group, let's use your discernment, because nothing is what it seems. So that's what I got from the past. So that's 1992. And I also wanted to take a look at what is going on, now in the energy. And that was very, very interesting. We've got the Emperor. It's of course the army, at least the Whitehead army for me. We have the central card, the Tower. We have the Strength in the past. We have the Eight of Cups underneath the Tower. And for the future, we have the Star and the Wheel of Fortune. So if I can just pick them all up a bit decently. Let's see if it works. You see, these are all major arcana cards. In the entire spread, there's only one minor arcana card. This is very, very important and very essential. I think they have a key position in creating things happening in that area. And I do believe the Whiteheads are helping along and influencing them now. That doesn't mean that the entire group is suddenly all these great people working there, because of course the Whiteheads work with what they have there. But it is to collapse old structures, to collapse all these things that have been happening for such a long time, all the manipulation, all the power plays, the money that's been going that direction, the divide and conquer, it's all falling apart. And it's being shown. So I do think the Whiteheads are influencing that. Of course, that is my perspective. They're moving away from the old situation. So they're using the Houthis for other things to create, collapsing the old structure. That's what they're doing. And they're getting some help from off-worlders or aliens, or how you want to say this. I do believe there's help from them as well. And this will move things in a new direction. It may not seem right away as that this is going to be good, or that it will seem, because of course what we see is not always what's really going on. So it will take some time, obviously, with what is going on there, that it will be clear on what really been going on. But we're going to see movement, and that the Houthis help things rolling again. They are really there to disrupt, but really disrupt the dark energies and all these, these positions they've had, all these people in key positions, all these puppets from dark energies, it all has to fall. So most likely something has been cleaned out in the Houthis themselves as well. But like I said, the Whiteheads work with what they've got. That doesn't mean everything is completely fine there. Of course, in Afghanistan, the same thing happened with the group that is working. They've worked with there. That doesn't automatically mean that they're all like it's incredible people. They really are working with what they've got, and of course with the people that really want freedom for their people. But of course, you have to deal with people, and they do have their own way of thinking about that. But right now, I believe that Houthis are being influenced by the Whiteheads to start things, to collapse things. And especially with all these major arcana cards, I do believe that they have a key position in getting things moving in that area. The last thing I wanted to take a look at, I have two cards returned in my last reading. If I'm not mistaken, it was this way. And that was really, is it going to escalate there? I do believe that it will seem like there's a third world war happening. Of course, the dark energies want that third world war, because that's a perfect way of deflecting. It's a perfect way of, making sure a lot of people will leave the earth plane. They need that war. They need the divide and conquer. They need the distraction. They need, of course, all that is connected to it, all the sacrifices and things like that. That is the low energy that's connected to it. So they will try to create a third world war. I believe that the Whiteheads, of course that's my perspective, will use it to really, you know, at the end when it's completely like seem like everything is collapsing, they will turn it around. But it will seem like things are going to happen, or things will seem to escalate. So my question was, will things escalate in that area? And the first card was the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, it will escalate. It will seem completely falling apart. And we have the Queen of Pentacles underneath. That's the central card. We have the Nine of Cups in the past, and we have the Two of Pentacles underneath the Queen of Pentacles. So it will escalate, and it will affect food and gas and prices. And I do think that will have an effect, of course, worldwide, especially with this threat. I do believe that the Third World War, you know, it will seem like everything is falling apart. So it will have a effect on people and, of course, people's lives worldwide. So I do suggest, if you know, have just something prepared, make sure, you know, you have some food, water, things like that. I don't think it's going to be a long period of time. With the Two of Pentacles, I believe it will be balanced quite quickly, but just be prepared, because things can happen, or it can get tougher, and it's always, be prepared. It's always better to be, you know, safe than sorry. And so the last two cards, this is interesting with the escalation in the future, is the Emperor again and the Star card again. So I do believe that when this is happening and everything is escalating, ultimately the Whiteheads will step up. The military will step in, the Whitehead military, together with aliens, off-worlders, how you want to call them. They will help out and change the direction it is going. That is, of course, my perspective. I do understand that people have different perspective. Always, you know, feel what feels right to you, what resonates with you. But I do believe things will escalate, and then the military, or the Whitehead military, will step up. That's how I see things and what the cards are telling me. Of course, always see if things resonate with you or not. So that's what I got out of that. But be prepared, because I do with these two Pentacle cards about food, about, you know, things happening. Be prepared in some parts, or maybe even worldwide. It will lead to all kinds of things. So just have something in the house. Just make sure that you'll be able. I'm not sure in what time period this will be. That's just very difficult to tell. Just be prepared. Live your life. Because that's really the focus right now, is that we are living our lives. We are starting to work with our own energies. The Great Awakening is really about stepping into our own power. I've, of course, made other videos about this as well. But that's really what we need to do. When things are happening outside, we need to ground ourselves. We need to start manifesting this new world. The energies are already there, but we have to bring them in and start manifesting them. So we will start seeing it around us. Of course, we also have to do with collapsing timelines and things like that, or timelines falling apart. It's very possible, especially with the you know, the escalation, there could be a timeline separation. Maybe there is a timeline when there will be a Third World War, and a timeline going the other direction. It's very difficult to tell. I do believe that we're still stuck with all kinds of timelines, or they're kind of collapsing into each other. That's why it's so chaotic. Everything is kind of chaotic right now. So just be prepared. But I see that ultimately to me, the military will step up, the Whiteheads will step up, and it will lead us to a completely different way, different direction. So I'd like to leave it at this. I'll hopefully see you in another video, which will be next week. So I hope to see you then. Bye.